Please welcome the founder and CEO of ASAPP, Gustavo Sapoznik.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for all of those watching the live stream. It's a pleasure having you here. I could have really never imagined that a 2-hour and 56-minute awful phone call I had with my cable provider in 2014 would be the reason we find ourselves in this room today. That fateful call led me to realize how large and broken the contact center problem is, and set in motion events that have thrust us to the forefront of the massive opportunity presented by AI to transform how the world works. That opportunity didn't come about overnight. For ASAPP, it has been building mightily over the past 10 years. A decade of intense hard work, of a relentless pursuit to assemble and grow the finest technology team in our industry, and of pursuing a higher purpose of automating and augmenting the world's workflows, freeing humans from the meaningless and repetitive tasks, and once and for all, ending bad customer service. Today, we are proud and thrilled to announce a revolutionary new product of a magnitude contact center technology has never seen before. A product that automates what was previously impossible to automate, inverts the control of interactions, and enables concurrency for voice agents. Yes, that is one agent supporting multiple voice interactions at the same time. This will bring about not just an unprecedented amount of automation, but also a new paradigm of efficient customer experience. Today, we're unveiling GenerativeAgent. But before I show it to you, we think it's important to establish a bit of the baseline of what reality has been for enterprises and consumers. For far too long, companies have been spending fortunes that result in nothing but the alienation and frustration of their customers. While at the same time, the agents in these contact centers have one of the highest attrition rates of any job out there. In short, it's a big, big mess. A mess that has seen nothing but incrementalism for the better part of 40 years. Both enterprises and their customers have been suffering from a somewhat severe case of frog boil, and now are sadly accustomed to paying a fortune to generate frustration. Funny enough, when I was thinking about how to address this current baseline of reality, I thought for a moment, maybe I'm just too deep in this problem, and this surely can't be this bad, or can it? So we did a little experiment, and we put our consumer hats on, and among our team, we called all of the Fortune 500 companies to investigate or confirm if in fact things were as bad as they seem. That little exercise resulted in a rather funny clip that highlights the current reality, and I would love to share it with you, so let's roll it.
Hi, I need to change the shipping address on an order I made.
Please wait while we look up your information.
To better assist you, please select from the following options.
My home internet's not working. Is there an outage going on?
Can you repeat that account number, please? If you don't have an account...
Can I just speak to someone?
I'm sorry. I have not received any input from you.
I'm trying to give you input.
System, managing your subscription. Please press 1.
I just want to return some shoes. Why do you need my social security number?
Anything else?
No, can you tell me the last time I flew on your airline?
Always a pleasure. Thanks for calling.
What?
Goodbye.
How can I help?
I would like to add my future wife to my renter's policy. I'm about to get married.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. You can say things like, make a payment, or auto quote.
Please leave a message after the tone. When you have finished, please hang up or press the pound key for more.
Yeah, I ordered a laptop on your website and it's not powering on. I need to replace it or get it repaired.
You're calling to buy a laptop.
right?
Or, will you pay my property tax bill?
None of those. Customer representative.
Sorry, I still didn't understand.
Thank you for patiently waiting. A representative will be with you shortly. You are 53 in line.
Sort of. I don't have.
Service in English, say English. To begin, please select from the following options. Thanks for calling.
Please don't hang up.
Did you know that most things you call about can be done on our self-service portal?
Our menu options have recently changed. Please call us back during our regular business hours.
Please hold while I connect. That's not a valid option.
Please try again.
I didn't catch that.
Sorry we're having trouble. Haven't downloaded the app yet?
We are unable to take your call.
Long wait time.
Didn't catch that. I didn't receive an input.
Sorry, I still didn't get that.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Sorry, if you're asking about your account, let's try again.
My mistake. Once again.
Let's try again. If you have...
Sorry we're having so much trouble.
Please call back.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
We are unable to take your call.
Please hold while I
Press 9.
Sorry for the difficulty. Sorry, I didn't understand.
Press 1 now. To decline, press 2 or stay on the line.
Pretty crazy. The world spends hundreds of billions of dollars per year, and that's what we get in return. But I'm not going to get into the details of how this problem has devolved over the past 40 years. Other than to say that by and large, technology here has generally failed. It has as best served as duct tape to keep things from completely falling apart. It has historically not delivered on the promise of improved productivity or amazing customer experiences, and it's time for that to change. To add to the mess, by the way, we are now inundated with not only excitement, but also noise and confusion about all things generative AI. Every contact center vendor out there, by the way, some of the very same ones responsible for the technology that made that video possible, are slapping their websites with similar sounding AI monikers and platitudes, and adding to a confusion, by the way. It's understandably hard for enterprises to react and adjust to such a fast-changing technology environment. At ASAPP, we have been privileged that over the past decade, some of the largest enterprises have partnered with us to leverage the products and technology our team has been building and drive amazing results for them and the customers they serve. In 2015, we launched the first AI-native asynchronous messaging platform for enterprises. We saw how existing chat platforms were lacking in capabilities and leading to overall dismal levels of digital adoption. By 2016, our auto-compose capability, at the time embedded in our messaging platform, was the first generative language model that was in real time suggesting full responses to agent during customer conversations and learning from the feedback of how those language suggestions were being used by agents. In 2018, we decided to expand the work we were doing on the digital side to the voice side. First, by building the state-of-the-art speech recognition model for contact centers and combining it with our auto summary product, which automates the after-call work process and creates both free text and enhanced structure summaries for 100% of interactions. As these products have matured and their depth and breadth has expanded, they have gotten to a point where, for example, 80% of when an agent responds to a customer is accomplished by the agent simply clicking on the suggested response our system generates. We've been able to do this not by being followers of a given technology train and slapping our products with whatever AI is available at the moment, but by envisioning what is the desired customer experience and what technology needs to be built, what products need to be built in order to make that desired customer experience happen. This work has resulted in over 100 patents, dozens of publications in top AI journals, and continued efforts to do AI research and develop the technology required to make our vision come to life. So it is not by happenstance that we got to this point today where we can unveil a revolutionary product like GenerativeAgent. But as I said, on the backs of a decade of innovation, of our models learning from large-scale enterprise implementations, and the supervision and feedback that It is obtained from agents who act essentially as humans in the loop of a machine learning system that suggests to them what to say and what to do. So with this little preamble, why don't we get to the juicy stuff and see what GenerativeAgent can do. As you recall, in the funny video, one of my colleagues made a phone call to an insurance company asking to add his spouse, and the answer was some nonsensical robotic response along the lines of, "I didn't quite get what you said. Would you like to pay your bill?" or something to that effect. And by the way, if you call any insurance company right now and you ask that question, you will get that awful robotic answer, and that will mean that you end up talking to an agent. So let me show you how GenerativeAgent can completely prevent that interaction from going to a customer. Let me make a phone call.
Hello, I am a generative AI agent. How may I assist you today?
Hey, I just got married and I want to add my wife to the policy I have with you.
Just a moment. Congratulations on your marriage. To proceed with adding your wife to the policy, please provide me with your policy ID and security code.
Sure, my policy ID number is 1973545 and the security code is 3341.
Just a moment. I'm pulling up your account. Great! I have successfully accessed your account. To add your wife to the policy, please provide me with her full name and date of birth.
Oh, sure. Her name is Jane Smith and her date of birth is February 3rd, 1991.
Just a moment. I'm creating a new driver profile. Thank you for providing Jane Smith's information. Please provide her driver's license ID and the state where it was issued.
Her driver's license number is 214-18897 and it was issued in New York.
Just a moment. I'm adding the license info. I'm getting an updated quote for you. The new auto policy premium with Jane Smith added as a driver would be $95 per month, up from the original $75 per month. Would you like to proceed with adding her to the policy?
Yes, please.
Just a moment. I'm adding the driver to the policy. I have successfully added Jane Smith to your policy. Your new monthly premium is $95. If you have any other questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask.
Actually, yes, one more thing. I got pulled over the other day and I didn't have my proof of insurance with me. Would it be possible for you to email me proof of insurance?
Just a moment. Okay, I can help you with that. I have emailed you a copy of your proof of insurance. You should receive it in a few minutes. If you need any further assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Awesome, thank you. As you can see, that was a fundamentally different and better experience from what you saw in those IVR videos. No confused bots, no long wait times. I'm able to get done what I need to get done easily, quickly, efficiently. And more interestingly for us, there's no technology out there today that can provide that type of experience. So let's keep seeing now what GenerativeAgent can do, and I'll show you a bit under the hood how it all works.
Hello, I am a generative AI agent. How may I assist you today?
Hey, I'd like to check my bill.
Just a moment. Okay, I can help you with that. I'm pulling up your current bill information. Your current bill is $150, due on April 25th. Your account is in good standing and has autopay enabled.
Can you help me explain the bill?
Just a moment. Your bill consists of 2 line items. a $130 charge for the service and a $20 charge for taxes and fees, totaling $150.
Thanks. Can you help me understand why this month's bill is different from last month's bill?
Just a moment. I'm checking your past bills. The difference between this month's bill and last month's bill is due to the promotional pricing ending. Last month, you had a promotional pricing of $80 for the service, while this month the service charge is $130. The taxes and fees remain the same at $20.
So, as you can see, GenAgent is automatically inferring the complex tasks it needs to execute to help the customer. It is executing complex reasoning on its own. And think about what a human would have to do in this case. They need to log into a billing system, pull up this month's bill, determine which previous bill they need to retrieve in order to draw a comparison, and pull that up too. They need to examine the difference between those two bills, and you can only imagine what those billing systems look like and how hard they are to navigate. Now, I'm going to show you how GenerativeAgent can escalate to a human in the loop for assistance. It's obvious that dramatically new levels of automation and customer experience is possible with GenerativeAgent, but there are some interactions that will require a human-in-the-loop intervention for one of three reasons. First, a business reason. A company might decide whether GenerativeAgent can automate something or not, like refunds, for example. They want to have a human agent provide a final approval. The second reason to have a human in the loop is an integration deficiency, meaning that GenerativeAgent could completely automate the interaction, but in order to do so, it needs to talk to a system that it simply doesn't have access to, in which case it escalates to the human agent that sits behind GenerativeAgent, asks the agent to go to that system, do X, Y, Z, and then come back to GenerativeAgent. The third reason is the model needing help disambiguating something and simply asking the agent for some guidance. We don't treat escalations as binary hands-off, where something is either fully automated or fully agent handled. Instead, we invert the control. The human is able to assist GenerativeAgent at a moment in time behind the scenes. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to ask a question that, as a business rule, we've determined needs to go to a human agent. Yeah, this is going to be a problem for me. I don't have any money and I can't pay for this. Would it be possible to get a 2-week payment extension until I get my next payroll?
Just a moment. Please hold for a bit while I check on this.
So at this point, that interaction requesting a payment extension has been determined needs human approval. I want to go to the UI that the human agent sees on the other side when they're sitting behind GenerativeAgent. They're being prompted to make a decision of grant or not grant the payment extension. They can also, by the way, see the entire dialogue of what GenerativeAgent said to the customer. In this case, customers requesting a 2-week payment extension due to financial difficulties. They paid their previous bills on time. Can we grant them an extension? Yes, no. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to click send.
I have good news. We can grant you a 2-week payment extension. This will give you some extra time until your next payroll comes in. Would you like me to apply this extension to your account?
Yes, please.
Just a moment. Applying the extension now. I have successfully applied the 2-week payment extension to your account. Your new due date is now May 10th. If you have any further questions or concerns, please feel free to ask.
Pretty cool. Now, I want to expand on the human in the loop concept, showing how this inversion of control of putting the agent behind GenerativeAgent enables a radical new reality, concurrency of voice agents. Something, by the way, never been done before. So by inverting control so that GenerativeAgent is always interfacing with the customer, we allow for an impressive new level of productivity. Multiple simultaneous conversations in voice are being supported now by one single agent. Let's see it. So I'm going to ask 3 colleagues, you know who you are. You're going to go backstage and you're going to call the system, I'm going to be the agent. You three are calling about 3 distinct issues.
Hey, my bill just went up a bunch. Did my promotion decrease?
Why does my bill keep changing every month?
Hi, I'd like to return my phone, please.
So here we see Heather's calling in about a question about her promotional rate expiring. Dan's calling about why his bill changing every month. Ted is calling about wanting to return a phone. And as we can see, Generative Agent is automatically interacting with all of them. And right now, if Generative Agent needs an intervention from a human agent, I am the only agent that can currently support this 3 concurrent voice conversations. By the way, Heather's has escalated to me, is asking about new promotions or discounts available. I'm going to say there are no promotions available. Tell her she can upgrade to the Platinum plan and get unlimited hotspot for $10. So I send that to Generative Agent. Generative Agent has that instruction, and we'll keep talking to Heather. Here, Ted is asking for an exception on the return policy. It's only 30 days. He's gone beyond it, so I'm going to approve or not approve. I'm going to click approve, send. And here, Dan is asking, Generative Agent is telling me Dan is disagreeing with his billing. Can we provide any guidance on what to do? I'm going to say, let them know that you check with your internal teams and confirm that charges are correct, and you can provide them more details if they want. So in these 3 cases, I did a very quick intervention, either approve something or provide guidance to Generative Agent as to how to handle a particular issue. And then Generative Agent on its own goes and completes those interactions. I see Ted's is completed. Heather's interaction is completed. Dan's seems to be good to go. So again, never been done before. 1 agent supporting 3 concurrent interactions. On its face, a system that can handle interactions this complex may seem like it's very difficult to set up, but in fact, it's quite the opposite. To touch on the baseline of how systems work today, like the ones we saw in the video, every single response sent or spoken to a user is pre-programmed. Behind every IVR, rules-based chatbot, there's a team of administrators writing the exact words that an IVR or chatbot will respond at any given situation. They put a huge amount of effort in attempting to ensure that the right pre-programmed responses are sent at the right time. And by the way, you then have to manually integrate every single one of those nodes of the dialogue tree with the respective backend system that corresponds. But as you saw in the IVR video, this most often fails quite miserably. It's too brittle, and not through lack of trying, by the way. Oftentimes, systems have hundreds, if not thousands, of different permutations of decision trees, classifiers, response variations. It's a deadly combination of large effort, a maintenance headache, and overwhelmingly poor performance. So let me show you how easy it is to actually get Generative Agent to work. So there are 3 ideas behind this. First, we have integrations. This is just the APIs that we've integrated with Generative Agent. I can see the code for each of them. Then we have functions, which is where I explain to Generative Agent, in natural language, by the way, what every API is about. So for example, here, account info, I provide the explanation. This API call returns information about the customer. And then there's tasks. Tasks are essentially the central idea of how Generative Agent reasons, which is a specific thing we wanted to do or to support customers with. So I'm going to create a new task, which is very easy. I'm going to call it change flight. I'm going to provide a description of what the task is. I'm going to say for helping customers wanting to make voluntary flight changes. I'm going to create it. Then I need to add what functions this task needs in order to do what it does. It's going to need the get reservation function, is going to need the search flight function, is going to need get available seats, it's going to need check flight fare differences, change flight, and the ability to assign seats. I'm going to confirm those. I'm going to provide a final general description of what the task should be. I'm going to say, look up the customer's current reservation, then use the remaining APIs to help rebook. Pretty simple. And I save that task. And that's all it takes to create a new task. So I'm actually going to try it right now. By the way, GenerativeAgent can support interactions on both voice channels like we've demonstrated or messaging-based channels. So let's do a messaging-based one now. GenerativeAgent is asking, how may I help you today? I'm going to say, I am stuck giving this awesome new product keynote presentation, and my family and I will miss our flight. Could you, sorry, let me move things around so it's easier to type. Can you rebook us later today? I'd be happy to help you rebook your flight, GenerativeAgent says. Can you please provide us with their reservation confirmation number? I'm going to say, sure, it is HGHVF. Now, GenerativeAgent is pinging backend systems, APIs, and knowledge bases. You can see that on the right-hand side. I'm pulling up your current reservation. I'm searching for alternative flights in our system. GenerativeAgent now says, I found a flight for you later today. Flight 401 departs from JFK at 6:10. There are 4 seats available. Would you like to rebook your family on this flight? Before I do, I'm going to say, are there any seats together? GenerativeAgent is currently pulling up the seat map now. And it says it found 2 seats together on flight 401, 21A window, 21B middle. There are also 2 other seats available, 15C and 35A. Would you like me to book 3 seats for you? I'm going to say, let's do it. My son Kevin will take 21A. I will take 21B. And Jane will take 15C. All right, we're all set, says GenerativeAgent. To make the final change, please say confirm. I'm going to say confirm. Great news. I've successfully changed your flight from 401 departing to JFK, blah, blah, blah. The flight has been completed. Today, that interaction will go to a human agent 100% of the time. Here, not only did GenerativeAgent completely automate the interaction, but it took me probably under a minute to create the task that allowed it to do it. So that does deserve a round of applause. You'll notice what I didn't have to worry about when building this experience. I didn't have to pre-program every single response for every single situation. I didn't have to worry about rewriting integrations or logic. I didn't have to worry about an unbounded system that can hallucinate or pull answers out of thin air, because the answers are grounded on the APIs and knowledge systems. I was in control of what it knows and what it has access to. And you can also see why training GenerativeAgent is a whole lot easier than training a human agent on how to execute this task, orienting them on different backend systems, which are quite convoluted, explaining the nuances of what they can or cannot do, providing guidance on how to interact with the end customer. GenerativeAgent makes it much, much easier. So you can probably now understand our excitement about how significantly things will change. It feels like we've been dealing with a disease, and we've been only able to manage and ameliorate the condition with limited impact. We can now finally cure this disease. We believe we will soon look back at that funny video we saw earlier and reflect on, frankly, how insane things used to be. Let's talk quickly about the journey of adopting this technology. We want to make it as frictionless as possible for organizations to adopt and consume this technology. We strongly believe in ecosystem partnerships and the value that partners can bring to a table to ease integration efforts and provide strategy and change management services. We are delighted to announce that EY, Infosys, and PTP are strategic alliance partners and can help with all things strategy, implementation, and API readiness. We're also announcing a strategic partnership with AWS, which is our preferred cloud partner and the one we've selected to build our products on. In the coming weeks, you'll be able to consume our technology directly through the AWS marketplace and have it count towards your reserved instances there. We've also established partnerships with the technology companies that provide the infrastructure to contact centers today, and we have completed integrations with AWS Connect, Genesys, Avaya, and Cisco. And in the coming months, we will be adding additional CCaaS vendors to our ecosystem so that you can seamlessly begin to use GenerativeAgent on the infrastructure you already have in place with the flip of a switch. So, to wrap things up, I want to leave you with a fresh idea and an important takeaway. The fresh idea: this industry has an awful track record of overpromising and under-delivering, and we want to break away from that. As a result, for the next 90 days, we'll offer qualified customers 100% risk-free trials to test and use GenerativeAgent. We want to make this a no-brainer for you. We are willing to put our money where our mouth is. Now, the major takeaway is no more incrementalism. The revolutionary change is doable now. The breakthrough has already happened, and our collective job is to quickly bring this to consumers so they can finally have the experience they deserve. Unlike prior technology in this space, which often introduce a trade-off between what's good for the enterprise and what's good for the customer, GenerativeAgent accomplishes what's best for both: a gigantic cost-saving opportunity while delivering an utmost efficient customer experience. Thank you for joining us on this exciting day.